call the Board of Education meeting to order, and I believe we have guests here to help us with the flag salute. Anybody want to introduce?
I can introduce them.
Okay.
This is the Edith Sharman Tigerific Sign Choir, and not only are they going to say the Pledge of Allegiance and sign the Pledge of Allegiance, but they're going to sing the Pledge of Allegiance. So would it be possible for them to stand up? And let them sing it first, and then we'll say it all together after we're finished. Would that be okay?
Okay.
We're going to sing it twice, and I was going to have you look at the flag and then turn around and watch them since we sing it twice. But it's totally up to you. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
I think presentation here, but we as a captain got good more pictures with you. So,
Guys,
hold up, guys.
we're going to get a picture with
Do
everybody.
we have the professional photographer? Yes, yes, sir, we do. Lord, if we'll slide around here, we'll have the kids turn around and face the other direction. We'll get a picture with you.
Stand up.
Shall we see?
Squeeze in. You guys got here real close.
Oh, yeah, real close. You guys
Yeah, come back over here. Come back over here. Tight through.
Is there any way you can move your camera just to like back just a little bit? Thank you.
That can work.
Okay.
I think I can get them all in. All right, ready? 1, 2. Well, before they leave, we'll zip around and sort of.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna get in line and they wanna come around and shake your hand.
Good job.
Follow her, go back.
You're gonna come this way. Now you can. Now I can take you. They're out there. Are you presenting too?
Thank you for being here.
Good job right there. Okay. That was really, really beautiful. You know, I don't. Let me throw that in. Okay, before we get started with the presentation, while they're setting up, I think we've got one or two items to take care of on the agenda here. So I think we're at agenda item B, approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda with the following amendment. One, additional certified and classified personnel actions for consideration, item number E-3.
Okay, there's a motion, do I have a second? Okay. Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, public comments, anything, do you have anything on that agenda item? Okay, so we are at C1, building presentation, Edith Sharman Elementary School. So, you're up.
We are up.
Yep.
So, my name is Christy Boston, and I am the principal at Edith Sharman Elementary School. This is Tammy Reed. She is my fourth grade communications teacher. And these are various fourth graders from our building who volunteered to come tonight. Some of them did double duty at Sign Fire too, so they're excited. So if you were at the back to school in service with all of the teachers this year, you know that Dr. Carlin did a top 10 list with some of his new teachers, the top 10 reasons they decided to become teachers. So in keeping with that theme, we decided to do a presentation called The Top 10 Reasons That Edith Sharman is the Best School. So the fourth graders took their iPads that you so generously supplied them this year. And they did this presentation, they took the videos and they wrote the script for it. So they are going to present the top 10 reasons why Eda Sharman is the best school. We're going to start with Erin.
Hello, my name is Erin. In science, we get to learn fun things. We get to do crafts sometimes, learn about bones, and we learn new things about the science world. My favorite thing that I learned in science is when we learn about bones in our bodies. Did you know that the femur bone is the largest bone in your body, and that your teeth are not bones? In science, we use iPads for virtual reality trips to take quizzes. We use them to look up science facts, and we use Nearpod to look up volcanoes. We also use microscopes, test tubes, and eye drops in science. We get to build things out of Legos, blocks, and tubes. We have built cars with magnets that you can connect together. This year, we have also dissected flowers to find the seeds.
So that was number 10, science. Thank you, Erin. Number 9, PE.
My name is Alessandra. In PE, we get to play golf. Golf helps you build your upper body strength. We also get to shoot arrows in archery. Archery helps you focus. Another sport we get to play is flag football. Flag football helps us with our throwing skills. Some other games we get to play are shark attack, doctor, and lizard tag. My favorite part of PE is playing shark attack. Hello, my name is Layla. PE helps us build strength and helps us learn to play different sports. It also teaches us how to play together as a team, gives us exercise, and makes us sweat. PE helps us use up all of our energy so that we are not running around the classroom acting crazy. My favorite part of PE is getting to play with all my friends. Hello, my name is Sylvia. I recently get to play games like soccer, basketball, and get to play with my monkey ball. I like recess because it's a time when we get to run around using any horse ball you can go with, and you can go play with anyone in the school. We love recess because it's recess.
And sorry, I forgot my part. Number 8, recess. All right. Number 7, library.
Hello, my name is Jesus. In the library, we get to do a lot of activities. We build bridges after we learn about different structures. We build our bridges out of cups and straws. We have to learn how to build it in groups together, and our bridge has to support itself. We can't hold on to it. We get to fight drones, and we have to use some time to get to learn how to give the jackpots. Hello, my name is Erin. In the library, we check out books once a week, or if we finish a book early, we can get a library pass and go before school to get a new book. The 4th grades get a chance to read all the William Allen White books, and if we read all of them, we get to go to Applebee's with our teachers, our principal, and our librarian. This year we have 7 books to read. The school recorded for the number of kids that went to Applebee's is 19. Our class is going to try to break that record.
Number 6, no bullies.
Hello, my name is Devin. I need to show you a little credit program bullying. We do this in a lot of different ways. We all play by the rules, treat each other with respect, play fair, and try to include everyone in all of our activities. Hello, my name is Alexandra. In our school, if we see someone getting bullied, we stand up for them and protect them. We report bullying if we see it to the teachers or an adult in the building. If we see someone sitting down on the bench alone, we invite them to join our game. It is important to protect everyone from bullies so that they won't get hurt, and so that no one feels bad for themselves.
Number 5, sign choir.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. To get into sign choir, you sign up. Only 40 kids can make it. If you get 3 strikes for your behavior, you can no longer be in sign choir. We meet once a week on Monday after school from 4 to 5:30. At practice, we get a little recess, a snack, and then we start practicing our songs and signs. As 4th graders, we are expected to learn more signs and be models for the little kids. My favorite part of sign choir is recess and the singing and signing.
Hello, my name is Alejandra. In sign choir, we get up from at friends and other restaurants. We go Christmas caroling around to other people's houses. Some houses give us cider, candy, and cookies. At the end, we get to go to Miss Clint's house for hot chocolate and cookies. We are also in the Christmas parade. We do singing and tea for people that buy them. At the end of the year, we have a concert with food and lunch. The first winners get trophies and certificates. My favorite part of sign choir is the Christmas caroling and performing.
Number 4, our school bank.
Hello, my name is Eduardo, and I am on the bank marketing team. To get a job at our first national school bank, we have to fill an online application. We have to be good, responsible students to work at the bank. You have to be on time every Tuesday. If you are late or get 3 strikes, you can get fired. This bank job will help me in the future, count my money, and maybe work in a real bank. Hello, my name is Jesus, and I am the first national school bank president. As president, I have to fill in sometimes for customer service. Some jobs at the bank are the president and the customer service. Customer service workers fill out deposit slips and greet the customers. The bank tellers count the money, add up money on an adding machine, and take care of the customer's money. The marketing team makes posters, gives away prizes, and checks out the customer's name every time they make their deposit. We like working at the bank.
Number 3, adults.
My name is Ali. The adults in our building help us every day. There is just a few of the things that they do. Cook, clean, help kids learn, keep us safe, care for kids, gives us recess, watches us play, provides us school supplies, teaches us to use iPads, lets us have free time.
Some of the things that the adults do for us is that they teach us how to be kind and caring, are respectful to us. They make us laugh, let us design things, checks out our books, gives us bandages. They let us use needles and art, teach us to sing, teach us golf and other sports. They read to us, keep us healthy, make us work hard, and make sure we are going to have a good future.
Number 2, student council and Tiger families.
Hello, my name is Lily. Our Ada Sherman Student Council meets once a month. There are kids from 1st grade to 4th grade on the council. The Student Council, we help make decisions on things that we should do at our school. We collect money to adopt Yazzie the Bobcat. We count box tops and we help with Bengal pie at night. At fun night, we run the duck pond and the fish pond. Student Council is very important at our school. Hello, my name is Ariana. Our Ada Sherman Tiger families meet once a month. In our families, we have kids from kindergarten to 4th grade. Our families get to make arts and crafts, go for a recess, watch movies, and sometimes eat together. We also do Christmas around the world centers together. We do family so that we learn to respect and play well with each other. We also get to meet new people. We love our families.
And the number 1 reason that Ada Sharman is the best, our students.
And the number 1 thing about Ada Sherman is our students. Our students do a lot for us every single day. Here are just a few. We read, work, learn how to multiply, listen, do hard work, try our best, complete tests. Sometimes we get in a little bit of trouble, go to PE, learn math, and pay attention.
We also go to recess. We don't give up, create projects, sing, do fun things, create art pieces, complete obstacle courses, check out books, respect each other, care about our school, work on iPads, and read.
we have a school song, and they want to end this presentation with our school song. So, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Each Sharman Tigers are number one. We do our work and we get it done. Well, we won't, well, we don't fight with others, no, we won't. We wear the gold, we wear the black. We don't retreat, we just attack. In our quest for the best, we'll put you to the test. Yes, Each Sharman Tigers are number one. We do our work and we get it done. Well, we won't, well, we don't fight with others, no, we won't. Yes!
Very nice.
So we want to thank you very much for inviting us tonight. They enjoyed creating these. Those are just some of the kinds of things that they're doing with the iPads. They love them. Teachers love them. Anything else you guys want to say?
Thank you.
Any board members have any questions for the principal, for the kids, the talent? Okay, well, thank you so much for being here.
We're going to go shake their hand and then oh, okay.
Okay, we're ready for the next agenda. I have correspondence. Do we have any correspondence? Okay, I think we're ready for consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve the consent agenda, item E1 through 4.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay, motion and a second. So any conversation, any discussion? Okay. Any other discussion? Consent agenda. Okay, seeing none, we'll vote. All in favor of the consent agenda, indicate by raising your right hand. Okay, opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Tim, would you be so kind?
Will do.
Okay, discussion items. I think we're ready on the agenda for item F, curriculum reports, peak performance students. Who do we have to present?
I don't know if I should say they're presenting, but we're going to talk to you just a little bit about, we have a PowerPoint we're going to kind of start with.
I know everybody knows you, but please introduce
I
yourself.
will. I'm Troy Enru, and I'm helping out with peak performance.
Okay.
I'm much better at, what is the other one called I do? So tonight we're going to have our students talk a little bit about our peak performance leadership team, talk a little bit about what they've been doing, and we just want to do a couple of slides to begin with, and we're going to end it with some of the slides from the recent KCTC survey the Kansas Children That Care Survey, some of the results. Some really neat, some good results and some things that we want to work on, but it really gave us, this year had a really neat opportunity to be able to move forward. We want to talk to you a little bit about our sponsors and just say thank you. I'm going to tell you, the school district and the school system has been incredible to work with. These are some of the sponsors that we're working with. Roger Singh, Drew Tone, Janet Hackett's here tonight. Ryan Hackett, or Adele Parr, Maddie Silva, they're all located at the high school. And having people there at the high school, I can't tell you how important that is and how valuable it is. Our other people that are helping are Wyatt Smith, Ryan Hackett, and then of course myself, and then Margaret Upholtz. Margaret, can you stand up? Just because she doesn't want me to do that, but so. And so working with the coordinators with Live Well Finney County, that for the grants, the 2 grants that we've written that really have helped drive this program, and you're going to see some of the results at the end of that. Here is our student leadership team, and a lot of them are here tonight. We're really excited. You're going to recognize lots of these names. They have a lot of energy, and they're very ornery, and we love each and every one, and we're having a blast with them, and we're barely keeping up. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. They've done a really great job, but most of them are here tonight. Some of them have prior commitments. You're going to hear from some of them in just a moment and talk a little bit about what peak performance is all about. But here's some of those names. We just kind of wanted to, we'll leave them up there. So if there's some honorary ones that you guys know of, you'll recognize. But these are the young people that are helping us change the culture. You know, peak performance is really about culture change. It's less about talking to people or young people about what not to do, but it's more about talking to people what you can do, what you should do, and using science-based, evidence-based programs that really help us. We are working through CASHA, all the CASHA programs. This is where we're starting with, and we needed boundaries. You know, our high school is, well, you've been there, it's huge. And the number of students, I mean, the freshman class alone is incredible. But what we're doing is we really wanted to kind of limit that work, and so we're working with well over 1,000 students that are CASHA participants. And so these are the different activities that CASHA covers. And so these are the ones that Drew Tone and Roger Singh have kind of a oversight of, and so these are the ones that we're really using and that we're starting with. Now, do we want to take this school-wide? Of course we do. But again, this is where we're starting with, where you had to do some boundaries, and this is the different activities that we're working with. And a lot of these young people represent, they not just do one of these activities, they do many of the activities. So, and we're ready for the young people to come up and present. So if you guys all want to come up and we're going to have you introduce yourself, we'll have our speakers and then we'll have that. And we'll have everyone introduce themselves first, and then we'll have our speakers talk a little bit about it. Yeah, we want to see your name and grade. Yeah, they do so many things. We were going to do their name, grade, and the things they do, but yeah, we would be here all night. So we're going to try to keep this short and sweet and powerful.
So my name is Eric Salvatore, and I'm a senior.
My name is Caitlin Harmon, and I'm a senior.
My name is Lola Perez, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Riley Matheny, I'm a sophomore.
My name is Drew Hunter, I'm a junior.
I'm Will Keller, I'm a senior.
I'm Allie Parr, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Sam Wynn, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Remy Vargas, and I'm a junior.
I'm Reagan Carlin, and I'm a junior. I'm Simone Simmons, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Brody Hoff, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ethan Fisher, and I'm a junior.
So today I will be starting it off by talking about 2 team components. The first one would be the effects of using drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol, they can fall into 2 categories. Those are depressants and stimulants. And well, alcohol and marijuana fall into depressants, prescribed drugs, and other stuff like that fall into the stimulants. When the human uses drugs or alcohol, that can affect their REM sleep, which is your deepest sleep. Poor REM equals poor performance, and your REM also helps your human growth hormone. So if you have poor REM, you're not really performing at your peak, and you're not going to where you can be at your best. The second component would be sleep, and that ties in with REM, of course. Sleep is the #1 factor of performance. We all need it. Sometimes we all just don't really get enough, but the amount of sleep that everyone really needs, especially for an athlete or anyone who does activities, would be 8 hours. I personally know that if I sleep in a room that's like 68 to 72 degrees in temperature, that's ideal. And obviously nowadays there's a lot of technology, and I know I sometimes, I get with it, I'm always on my phone before I sleep. But what we're trying to do is not do that. I mean, we recommend not to do that. So 30 minutes prior to sleeping, shut all technology off.
Okay, so first of all, my voice doesn't normally sound like this, so bear with me on this. But a third component is obviously nutrition, and it's as simple as what you put in is what you get out. And with that, you need to be making sure you have a daily caloric need. A lot of the time, it's set at about 2,000 calories. However, that can differ depending on your body type and your weight and what you're trying to do. You also need to be making sure that you eat at a timely manner and make that a consistent thing. As well as if you're an athlete, you want to carb up before games, or if you are drinking a sports drink, those sports drinks actually help your blood sugar levels. But a really easy way to help keep you hydrated and your blood sugar levels is to dilute it down by 50% with water, so that way it evens out and balances, and you're not getting too much sugar from those sports drinks, you're getting just the right amount. And another easy way to incorporate something nutritious into your diet is after a workout, building up your protein by doing what a lot of cross-country runners do, and that's by drinking chocolate milk. So those are just some simple types of things that you can do.
I'm going to be talking about stress. That is one of the key components that I really grasped from going to this seminar in Nebraska this summer. I learned that it is at a balanced ratio of good and bad stress that we perform at our peak ability. Good stress pushes you to perform better and to be able to experience more, whereas bad stress does the exact opposite and even from that. Bad stress or chronic stress can lead to raised blood pressure, fatigue, and sometimes to cancers even. I learned that there are certain things that you can do to kind of balance out that stress. A regular workout regimen, spending time doing the things that you love, like hobbies and things like that. They can all help to reduce your stress.
Okay, I'm going to talk about fitness. Basically, with fitness, there's a pretty good rule of thumb, and I know all of you guys are probably not too worried about this now, but for those of you that have kids in high school who are working out hard, it's very important that they're having a kind of a regimen that is going between low intensity and high intensity workouts. So if you got someone who's going really hard in the weight room or running really hard every day, it's important that they alternate in between low and high intensity, because it's not healthy to go high intensity all the time. Another thing is, they've mentioned with REM sleep, if you're an athlete and you're going and working out every day, lifting weights, going to football practice, and then you stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, everything you did that day was a waste of your time. Without getting a full 8 hours of sleep, you're not getting anything beneficial from your workout. Your brain isn't producing enough HGH, the human growth hormone, and your muscle fibers aren't repairing. You're more prone to injury, and you're not gonna grow and build strength as fast. Another good thing is for training is just with hydration and managing what you're eating. So with a lot of people, they don't drink enough water. It's important to be drinking water all throughout the day if you're an athlete. Also, if you're in activities, generally just hydration. But if you're drinking sports drinks such as Gatorade, that stuff's really sugary. You should be halving it with water. If you're drinking a full Gatorade, you should drink that with a full bottle of water at the same time.
Good job. Do you guys have any questions for, now they can be experts, so you have to be careful. And don't let them ask you how much you sleep at night. So that's one of the questions when we meet at our club meetings, is we talk to them about how many hours of sleep do you get at night. And I'm going to tell you, it's rare for any of us. And we as sponsors are really upfront and honest, but that 8 hours, I mean, it's really one of the things that's really hitting, and it's really key for all of those. But thank you so much for allowing them to present to you tonight.
Tim.
Roy, I do
Yes.
I do have a question. Excluding the 2 days that you have off school, on your 5-day week, by a show of hands, how many of you get at least 4 out of 5 days where you get 8 hours of sleep? How many of you get 8 hours of sleep 3 out of 5 days? Depends on the week.
7.5 every night.
7.5.
Try to work to get down to 8, but it's difficult.
Board members, any other questions?
I do have a question. So what kind of activities do you do to reach out to some of those organizations or different groups? Or do you just lead through examples or talking to your own friend groups, or do you do other activities?
So far, we haven't done any major activities yet, but leading through example is a big one, as well as we've been speaking at the parent meetings. We started with athletics, the first meeting where we had Mr. Tone presenting, and then we came up and talked, and then this most recent parent night, there was a bit of a fiasco, and I guess no one ever talked about it to the parents, so no parents showed up. So we'll be at that next one as well, talking about this, and that'll be for activities. And then I think just still stuff in the works.
Well, and a lot of us are in multiple activities too. Like if we were to all go down the line, like you said, we'd be here all night because we attempted to do that at the small meeting that we had, but it just was a waste ever going. So with all of us being in different activities, we just get to reach out to multiple people on all different levels and platforms. So that's another way we do it.
They did do a mental health awareness, which was really cool. It was led by them. We're trying to have this be as much student-led as we can, and they came up with a really great idea. They did posters on 3 different Fridays, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about that. It really touched me. It was a time when they really reached out to the students about some things that were very hard around stress, and also this idea of how you take care of yourself.
Have you thought about joining other middle schools for their parent meetings?
Someday, yes, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We've talked about that and how we want to reach out to especially the younger kids. Since, I mean, we're older, so we don't want to be like, oh, well, it's over for you guys. But not necessarily that, but especially reaching out to the younger kids. When you talk to the younger kids, it's more easier to influence them, for sure. And you just start to build that culture. Back with what Troy was talking about, we had a You Matter campaign, and it had to do with Suicide Awareness Month, and we just wanted the students to know that, their mental health is just as important as their physical health. We care about them, and their thoughts, their feelings, it's getting all peachy, and it's getting but I am I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate that I want everyone to know that they are loved, and you know what, their mental health is just as important as their physical health. So with the posters, we weren't able to do it 3 Fridays, which was kind of sad, but I'm hoping we can maybe do it once, like a Friday every month, or we're just working with that. But we just had posters at the beginning of school day, and we just told people as their kids as they were coming in that they mattered, they were loved, just positive, happy thoughts, and we gave them those little chocolate kisses. They were called hugs, but the new hugs, I don't know, they have a different flavor. But we gave them, and some people kind of shook it off, but then some people actually smiled genuinely. It was nice to see.
We do have some things, this is kind of the process, and we don't want to take too much time, but starting was the hardest part, and of course getting started, and so getting the code of conduct and the violation from you guys were helping us to, when people violate that code of conduct, getting that passed, and we have that, now we'll send this to Dr. Carlin so you have our whole PowerPoint. We wanted to kind of have it tonight to present, and then we did do a fall sports, but there was over 600 parents showed up and athletes, and we didn't have enough room, and so we didn't anticipate. Now it was mandatory, so Drew Tone said this is mandatory. We're trying to get that to the same thing when we talk about activities. We also want it to be mandatory, and this idea that the parent pledge is it really talks about, hey, we want you to notice, act, and choose to help your kids. We know that parents are the very best line of defense against alcohol, drugs, and prescription drug misuse and abuse. It also around stress and sleep and nutrition. So we realize that parents really play a big role. But we have bi-monthly meetings right now. We do one on campus. We go one time off campus, and that's a lot of fun. But we always have one of the components of peak performance that we're talking about. And we've had the people from Sleep Resolutions presented. We have some mental health people present. So we've got the whole year planned out, and it'll be going on all through the year. What's next is we want to get that, as Will said, October we're getting that meeting scheduled for activities. And you think about how many athletes there are.